Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the Know Your Well Senior Design Showcase presentation. My name is McKellen Clark.
And I'm Kieran Andrews.
And let's just go ahead and jump right into things. All right, so before we can talk about Know Your Well, let's kind of take a step back and talk about the parent company, Nebraska Water Center. So Nebraska Water Center was established in 1964 as one of 54 water resources research institutes across the United States as part of a congressional mandate. And the main purpose of the Nebraska Water Center is to focus and help the University of Nebraska system become an international leader in water research, outreach, extension, and teaching. So now that we know a little bit about the Nebraska Water Center, now we can talk about its sort of spin-off project, the Know Your Well project. And with the Know Your Well project, there's an associated nonprofit organization, and combined, the two are tasked with helping high school students sample and test water quality in the Nebraska area. And this is helpful because it informs residents of their groundwater quality, and this, as a result, helps provide safer water for residents. This is really significant because in the past, information on wells has been collected on paper and pencil through Google Forms and Excel and other miscellaneous sheets programs. And now this project allows users to seamlessly collect information on the Know Your Well app where it will be stored in the cloud. So now that we know a little bit about the company, let's go ahead and talk a bit about the stakeholders involved. So regarding our sponsors, we have Mark Messerch, who is our web and database specialist. We have Sarah Brock-Contreras, who is our helpful graduate student for this project. And we have Dr. Daniel Snow, who is the director of lab services. On the faculty and college side, we have Bill Browning as a project manager. We have Dr. Shui as a tribe lead, and we have Aaron Deming as our coach, who is from Buildertrend. Now let's go ahead and move on to the student side. On the student side, with me presenting today is Kieran Andrews, who is our team lead and development manager. Our product manager is Caitlin Breitbarth. I, McKellen Clark, am a developer. And then we have three more developers on our team, who are Colin Salem, Trayvon Rainey, and Mustafa Al-Lami. Now that we've covered our stakeholders, I'll go ahead and pass things on over to Kieran, who will talk about the problem and opportunity with this project.
Thank you, McKellen. So the main problem that we wanted to solve here with the Know Your Well program was to basically upgrade the previously existing application from the second iteration from last year to the third iteration this year. So specifically, we wanted to do things like incorporating some tooltips to provide some additional user education. So if a user doesn't know what to look for example, in the quality of a wellhead, we can have a tooltip that can explain what to look for, what's not good to look for, things like that. We also added a geographic map interface so users can see where in the world their wells are. And that would also allow them to just visually see, okay, where do they live, where are they? And we also allowed users to upload and store images of those well features in those documents. So if they wanted to take a picture of a wellhead or of a nearby pasture or of a nearby water source, they can do that. We also added some additional ways to sort and filter those wells. So if you know what exact well you're looking for and you don't want to scroll through a giant list, you can just type in the name or what county it is in and find it quickly. Finally, we just did some existing features and we took them and we upgraded them and we added some nice quality of life improvements. So for the product solution, just so you know we aren't lying, here is an example on the left of the sorting options. So we can sort by the oldest to the newest wells alphabetically and reverse alphabetically by the name, and then by the most recent well visit that occurred. And then, like we said, if we wanted to find a well by county, for instance, we can just go by Sioux County to just see what's in Sioux, and it's the Sioux County well, as one might expect. Then this is the map interface. So we have the little Know Your Well icon to designate where that well is, and we have a nice satellite view, and alternatively As you can see by the little checkbox, the user can turn that off if there's too much going on there. If they just want to see a map view like you would see if you were pulling a map out of a car and folding it. So we also did some additional features for the exporting. So previously, what existed was just the ability to export data related to like the wells, the fields, the datas, and the water science labs. But since we also implemented uploading pictures and such, we wanted a way to export the metadata related to that. So what type of picture is it? When was it taken? Those sorts of things. And then on the right, you can see an example of a tooltip. So this one's for the condition of a well cover. And yeah, I think that looks like a pretty good well cover. So that is a nice example of what we want to look for. Apologies. Now, as for the value and highlights and what we gained from it, as well as what the Know Your Well project gained. The Know Your Well project, it was improved by streamlining that data entry experience for users to just make it quicker and easier and more logical. We also provided the users and sponsors some built-in ways to access images of sites of interest, as well as some important documentation. So if you want to snap a picture of your consent form, you can do that and have that on hand. And finally, we just improved overall the Know Your Well services and the educational opportunities through things like those tooltips. For the development team, on our hand, we practiced some effective collaboration and communication both within the team from individual to individual and with the sponsors. And we also learned to research and adapt to new technologies to match those existing project requirements. With that, thank you. Are there any questions?